new members. And at the same time, might not be so exciting for me because we'll be handing over or we'll be changing the guide, which is to me a sort of mixed feeling. But before we get to that point, let's go on with the exciting and very exciting part, because it's promised to be a fun-filled meeting today. As it is our custom, we'll start by reading a Toastmasters promise, which I will be displaying in a moment. And I will need us all to recite the Toastmasters promise along with me. Can we see it, please?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we recite the Toastmasters promise, the count 3. 1, 2, 3. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly,
to
prepare all of my projects
to the
best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education
on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful,
constructive evaluations,
information, to help the
club maintain a positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so,
to
treat my fellow club members and our guests
treat my fellow
respect
club
and
members
courtesy,
and
bring guests to club meetings
with
so
respect,
they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers.
to bring guests to club meetings so and recognition program, to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect,
service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
My network went up, but I hope we were all able to recite it to the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Apologies for the network. So it's not just something we need to recite, it's something we need to live, it's something we need to imbibe. And let's try as much as possible to internalize our Toastmasters promise from time to time. So without wasting our time, I'll be handing over to somebody I respect so much, is the outgoing Lighthouse president member, is an IT professional, advent and extreme sports, and is somebody I respect so much. He's a very good friend. So join me in welcoming Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. Toastmaster Rotimi, please, you're welcome to the virtual lectern.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samson, for that warm introduction. And on that note, I'd like to welcome us once again to another Toastmasters meeting, where as usual we are gathered to learn how to improve on our communication skills, public speaking skills, and leadership skills. And like Toastmaster Samson rightly mentioned, this will be the last speech I'll be giving as the president of this great club. But without wasting too much time, I'd like to jump right into the theme of today's meeting, because we have a lot of things packed for today. And the theme of today's meeting is try something new. Try something new. I'd like to start with a quote by Albert Einstein, and it says, "A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new." Another one by Michelle Obama, who is the wife of the former US president. She said, "Just try new things. Don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zone and soar. All will be all right." I like Michelle Obama's quote because it says, step out of your comfort zone. At times, we are always scared of trying new things because we are scared of what will happen, But when you try new things, there are benefits to it. Before I tell you about the benefits, I would like to list, first of all, tell you how do you try new things. It's simple. All you need to do is just write down a list of things that you have never done, things that you would like to do. Just write down the list. It can be as simple as, it might not be extreme, maybe like skydiving or bungee jump. It doesn't have to be extreme. It could be something extremely simple, like learning to play piano or learning salsa. That's something I want to do. And the good thing is we have a member of our club who is actually a salsa teacher. But I think the first step is for you to write down things you want to do that you have never done. The little things. Now, the next step is to get into action. Try as much as possible to dedicate a time every day for that thing. And you'll be surprised about the benefits. The benefits of trying something new are enormous. But I'd just like to narrow it down to just 3. And the first one is, when you try new things, it creates a memory. Now, this memory could be good or bad. Good or bad as a word is even relative, because what is good to one person might be bad to another person. And what is bad to another person might be good to another person. So it's all about context. How do you see it? But the most important thing there is, when you try something new, you would have memories. It's better for you to have memories than say, oh, I wish I had done this, or I wish I didn't do this. Another benefit of trying something new is it helps you to discover who you are. You get to learn more about yourself. When you try something, when you step out of your comfort zone, yes, there are times that you might be embarrassed about things, but trust me, you get to learn about the kind of person you are, what you need to do to push yourself more, or areas you need to improve. Like giving your first speech in Toastmasters, giving your icebreaker speech, whereby you just step onto the stage. You might be scared, but to the best of my knowledge, nobody has ever been beaten or chastised for delivering a bad speech. Worst case, you improve upon it. And lastly, the benefit of trying something new is scientific. It has been proven that anytime you are trying to learn something new, it helps your brain grow because it's a new problem. Your brain is not used to it. As a result of that, it tries to find ways of solving problems or that new thing you're trying to learn. So for instance, you're trying to learn piano. Because your brain is not used to that, what it does is it tries to develop ways of how it will play piano. And by that, you are also developing your brain. But there are so many other benefits of trying something. So I'd like to challenge each and every one of us to do. Write down a list of things you want to do and try as much as possible to find time to ensure try something because of this benefits and many others. I won't like to bore you too much because today we have a lot of things packed for today. And I'd like to introduce who we call the Toastmaster of the day, the person who is going to anchor today's meeting. Like in parties, we have what we call the MC. Today's Toastmaster is no other person than the person we call the family bonders. And on that note, I'd like to introduce the Toastmaster of today's meeting. That is no other person than Toastmaster Julie. Toastmaster Julie, virtual like them is yours.
Thank you very kindly, the amiable Toastmaster Rotimi Benson Omotayo. It is a great opportunity to be the Toastmaster of today's event. And quite interesting is the theme of today's meeting, and which is try something new. Somewhat, I saw one of the quotes that the president gave to us on social media days back, and I fell totally in love with it. And that is just try new things. Don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zone and soar. And that was a quote by Michelle Obama, something that I had to hold on to. As rightly introduced, I will be the Toastmaster of today's event, and I will be coordinating the affairs of today's event. And I do assure you that you're going to have a swell time. Please sit tight. And before I hand over the virtual lectern to some other person, I would very well like to acknowledge the presence of the Area 18 Director, Toastmaster Francis Mukolu. He's here with us, and I am sure we're going to be joined by many other distinguished Toastmasters. You are welcome to this great event. So I am going to very quickly introduce
You're muted.
You're muted.
Thank you kindly for that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
All right. She joined Toastmasters in 2016. She is the current Vice President Education of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She is a dance and fitness instructor who loves reading and writing. To be our general evaluator for today's event is none other than the beautiful and ever smiling Toastmaster Queen Nkubre. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am going to represent Queen. She is yet to join, but I would accept that introduction. Beautiful and always smiling. Okay, so the job of the general evaluator is basically to oversee the meeting, right? Along with the Toastmaster of the day and other role players. So the general evaluator sort of coordinates the rest of the players of the team and then offers an evaluation of the whole meeting at the end of the meeting. So to this end, I would call upon the people who have been assigned to help me run this meeting. When I say me, I mean Toastmaster Queen. And I would start first with the timekeeper. The timekeeper, her name is Toastmaster Ayamba, or Amba as she has been called all her life, which she prefers. Joined Toastmasters in 2021. She's a technology consultant and she loves traveling. And when she's at home, she loves late night movies. Please let's welcome Toastmaster Amba Okpa, ladies and gentlemen. Toastmaster Amba, over to you.
Oh yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tim Abubakar. Can you hear and see me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, I will fix that shortly. Not sure why. Okay, so my role as a timekeeper is to monitor the time during the prepared speeches, the table topics, as well as the evaluations. At intervals, I'll report time of each participant, and this will let you know if you've delivered your presentation within an allotted time frame. For prepared speeches is for 5 to 7 minutes, plus or minus 30 seconds. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. And the red card will be there up until the speaker is done speaking. Now for evaluations should last for 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card up until the speaker is done speaking. For table topics, it should last for about 1 to 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Now at 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes, I will show the red card until the speaker is done speaking. Thank you so much. Over to you, TM Abubakar.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that smooth introduction. Thank you. The next person on my list, me, the general evaluator, Toastmaster Queen, is the grammarian. The grammarian will be played by none other than Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. This is me, by the way. I joined Toastmasters in 2018. I'm a project manager, and when I'm not eating or sleeping, I really, really, really love when I'm at Toastmasters meetings. So please give me a round of applause so that I introduce my role as the grammarian. Thank you. So my job today as the grammarian is quite simple, really. First of all, I'm going to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is copious. Please find it on the screen. It's copious, as you can see. It means present in large quantity or taking place on a large scale. A synonym for this word is abundant. And an example would be, Amy took copious notes during the class. I would share this word on the chat box, and I would please encourage us all to use it, because at the end of the meeting, I would count the number of usages. Well, as my role, I would go ahead and take note of good grammar, use of grammar, and bad use of grammar. So at the end, I will announce who the winner is for the word of the day use. Thank you very much. I would hand over back to the general evaluator. Let's applaud the grammarian, please. Thank you. The next person on my list is the listening evaluator. The listening evaluator is Toastmaster Ayo. Toastmaster Ayo joined Toastmasters in 2015, and she's the outgoing DPM of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. But she's also the incoming president of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. She's a dressmaker who loves reading and mirror talking. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Toastmaster Ayotola Olariwaj.
Thank you so much, Mr. Standing General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Now, the role of the general evaluator is simply to take notes, pay keen attention to all of the speakers today, as I advise that everyone else should. And I'll be putting down notes to ask questions near the end of the meeting. So near the end of the meeting, I'll be back to test our listening skills. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, listening evaluator. I bet you are going to take a copious amount of notes today. As you can see, I have made a use of word of the day once, so I'll count myself in. So please, let's be encouraged to do that. Then finally on our list is the R counter. This meeting wouldn't be complete without one, and this role is going to be played by none other than Toastmaster Afoluke Atoyebi. She joined Toastmasters in March 2021, and she's playing a role. Her hobbies are reading novels and watching movies. She currently works as an executive assistant to the MD of a construction company. Please let's welcome Toastmaster Afoluke.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As we all know, my role as the R counter is to count the unnecessary sounds and repetitive words you'll be making your speeches this morning. At the end of this meeting, I will be presenting my report. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba.
Thank you so much. Now, this brings us to the end of the role player's introduction. So please take note of what the grammarian said, the R counter, the listening evaluator, and the timer. I would hand over control back to the Toastmaster of the day at this point.
Thank you very kindly for letting us know how these would run. That's all the team players, and telling us about your roles. So very quickly, I am going to introduce the Toastmaster that will be handling another part, a very interesting part of Toastmasters. Toastmaster Muslimat is a banker who joined Toastmasters in February 2020. She has won Best Table Topics Speaker, and she's very adventurous with food. She loves listening to music, working out, and window shopping. I'm sure it doesn't end at window shopping. So please, to handle the table topic session is one who loves window shopping. Please, Toastmasters and guests, do welcome Toastmaster Muslimot Akinola.
Thank you. Thank you very much, CM Julie, for that wonderful introduction. And good afternoon or good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, our most esteemed guests. We have come to the enthralling and of course, challenging part of the meeting called the table topic section. I look forward to this a lot. This is wherein we test our abilities to quickly put our thoughts together and respond to impromptu questions by the table topic master, which happens to be me today. I would love to have volunteers because I'm sure we truly do not have time on our side. For today, we're just going to take 2 volunteers with 2 questions. So please, may I have volunteer in the house? It's going to be very interesting. And I assure you, the questions are quite easy. Volunteers, please. Do we have any? I'm trying to check the chat box.
Yeah, Damilare has volunteered.
Okay, good. Oh, that's a good one. TM Damilare Ogunaike, you're welcome on board.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muslimat.
Yeah. I have question 1 and 2. Which one do you prefer?
2.
I guess you're a TM.
Yes, I am.
A Toastmaster. Very good. So question 2 goes, TM Damilare.
Yeah.
What is the most unproductive venture you have ever done? And what are the lessons learned? The most unproductive venture ever encountered or ever observed, and the lesson learned. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, TM Muslimat. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and thank you, our guests. My name is Damilare. I joined Toastmasters April this year. So what is the most unproductive thing I've ever done? I remember at the very beginning of my career as a software developer, 2016 precisely, I was looking to make more money, right? Coming from a very entrepreneurial background, I just started work. I was earning a very meager amount then, and I was looking to make more money. So I got these friends who said they wanted to build an application. Now, one of the fundamental flaws of a beginner developer then is taking up projects which are too much for you to handle and then severely underpricing for it. So I took up this project, and for the first 3 years of my career, I was battling with this project. I was meant to collect 200,000 and then some shares, but up to this moment, the only thing I've gotten out of this project is about 60,000 naira. That taught me a very critical lesson, right? Which is understanding requirements, right, before you take on anything. I think it's applicable to every sphere of life as well. Before you jump into anything, count your costs, make sure you understand what this thing is going to require before you take it upon yourself. Another lesson I learned from that moment is actually to know when to say no. So I kept on working on this project, and I already knew this has gone farther than I expected, but then I just kept working on it. I said no several times, but I just kept going back to it. But eventually I was able to cut the guard loose and able to completely abandon the project. So if there's any unproductive thing that I've done, that is going to be that project. Thank you very much, Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, TM Damilare. And of course, we've picked 1 or 2 things from there. There is need for us to appreciate and know the requirements before venturing into any task. Thank you once again for that wonderful attempt. So please, do we have another volunteer in-house? Let's see. A guest this time, preferably. TM Comillo. TM Comillo, please, can we have you on board? Are you a guest or a Toastmaster, aspiring Toastmaster? We have just one question left.
Yeah, she's a guest, but she's a Toastmaster from Seaside. May I suggest there's a Glory here. Is Glory available?
Aspiring TM Glory, do you want to give it a shot? The question is quite easy, like I promised earlier.
Hey.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you very much for coming on board. Good morning. If you don't mind, could you kindly put on your video so that we can see you, aspiring TM Glory?
Give me 2 minutes, please.
No problem. Thank you.
I think she can start though, because of time.
Okay, good. We have just one question left, considering the copious activities we have lined up for today. So, TM Glory, you are going for question 1. Are you ready? TM Glory, can I have a yes from you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you for coming on board. Good morning. And the question goes, when was the last time you tried something new and how did it play out? The last time you tried something new and how it played out. Please go ahead.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Glory, and this is my first Toastmasters meeting. And the question is, when last did I try something new and how did it go out? Okay, so recently I started writing. I love writing, but like I've never believed in myself that, okay, I can write or put my work out. This is the fact that I was afraid of criticisms and negative comments. But recently, let's say last week, I did something, I wrote something, I showed my friend. It was okay, although I did not still really think it was all that nice. It's the fact that I over-criticized myself, which is good and bad to some extent. I should have more faith in myself. But then as of last week, I went out of my comfort zone and I decided to bid for a project. I got it. And when I did it, the person's comment was, oh, this is very good. And yeah, I got paid. So that's it, basically.
Thank you very much for that wonderful attempt, aspiring TM Glory.
Yes.
We look forward to having you as a TM soon.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate.
Yes.
So we're done considering the activities or copious activities we have lined up. I think we've come to the end of our table topic section. I'm handing over baton to the Toastmaster of the day, Ma.
Thank you very, very kindly. Lovely Toastmaster Muslimat for handling that session very well and for keeping it quite short. And great thanks to all those who spoke as well. So I want to at this point call on the timer. Please tell us if they are qualified to be voted for. Did our speakers keep to time, please?
Yes, they did. So TM Damilare spent about 2 minutes speaking, and TM Glory spent 1 minute 5 seconds speaking. So they're qualified to be voted for.
Okay, so I guess we might still allow that if okay, so thank you Toastmaster Rotimi for putting that up. So this is the time we call for votes. Kindly look to your screen and then vote for your best table topics speaker. And give us a few minutes and seconds to do that. Oh, that was off so fast. Have we all voted?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next. We have, after every speech, one of the great things we find and enjoy in Toastmasters is that you get a feedback. We feed on it. We get a feedback just so that we can improve. So to evaluate this session is a seasoned Toastmaster who is a lawyer and a one-time secretary of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters, who joined the Toastmasters International Club in 2009. She loves Toastmasters, socializing, writing, and reading. She has won Best Table Topics Speaker at area level contest. Please put your hands together for the Table Topics Evaluator, Toastmaster Dara Lale. Please, the lectern is yours.
Thank you very much, TM Julie. Thank you very much. So I'll just go straight into the evaluations. I have to say I was extremely impressed by what I heard. And I'll first start with TM Damilare. You volunteered instantly. It took you literally 3 seconds to volunteer. And I know table topics can be very scary, but I have to commend you. You volunteering immediately, that was impressive, very impressive. What I would recommend was that you started off with your background, your Toastmaster background. And while that is good, in instances where you don't have that much time, table topics are supposed to be short and delivered within, I believe, 2 minutes or so. When you don't have that much time, talking about your background already takes out of the time. So I would suggest if you're giving a table topic speech next time, unless the background is relevant to what you're saying, then you can omit it. But in terms of you answering the question, you floored the question. I personally took lessons from what you said. Learn how to say no. Don't underprice. Understand the requirements. Those are key lessons that we can all learn something from. So well done on taking that jump and doing an excellent job. As for TM Glory, also well done to you too. You also started off with your, when you joined Toastmasters. And again, I would say, if you don't have that much time, it's best to leave that out. But going to the crux of what you said, you spoke about a project that you thought you couldn't do, something you tried out that it was new and how it played out. Well, you're writing. What I learned was that just give everything you do a chance. Just take that chance and you run with it. You weren't sure that you could do it, but you did it anyway. You got paid. And I know it built up your confidence. That story was very engaging and it was very interesting to listen to. It could have been a bit longer because I feel like there were so many things that you could have said about it. But nonetheless, it encouraged me. There are things I'm scared of doing. But listening to you now, what's the worst that can happen? Just do it. And I'm going to get paid, or I might not get paid, but I'll get the recognition. And that goes for each one of us here. Take that chance. You don't know where it's going to lead you. All in all, well done to the speakers. Your speeches or your table topics were extremely engaging. And I look forward to hearing your prepared speeches at some point in the future. Hopefully very, very soon. Thank you very much. Back to you, TM Julie.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dara, for that very copious evaluation. Trust me, Toastmasters is a place that you get lessons and skills in large quantities. So this brings us to the end of the first part. We just had 2 speeches. The table topic session is usually a lovely one. We get to laugh, we get to learn a lot. But because of the copious activities that we have lined up for today, which is a change of guard ceremony / an induction, we would have to bring this first session to a close. This means that we have 3 minutes opportunity to try something new. Stretch, take a cup of water, and then connect with other Toastmasters on the platform. We have 3 minutes. The 3 minutes starts from now.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you.
TM Abu.
So yes, ma'am.
Joy, you can see you.
You are looking very, very grand today. I like your glasses. I like the look.
I was just going to say that to you too. You're looking smashy too.
Thank you. I hope you guys like my background. My background.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And thanks to you, TM Gimba, for asking us to do same.
Yeah.
My mentor is looking grand.
I can
it looks
see
better, really.
Master Larry, you are really looking incoming.
He's coming.
You are looking very incoming.
Who told you this is your last assignment?
It's not his last assignment. Thank you for telling me.
Don't mind him. I heard him say this is your last. When you last me, bo.
Vernacular.
You're on break now. Haba.
He's even allowed.
Two-time president.
Toastmaster wrote to me. When they said copious, the only thing that came to my mind was Kokpo. Well, because I was trying to relate copious with because if you translate it in vernacular, it's actually the same thing.
Kokpo.
All the outgoing officials looking very happy, sounding very light. Haba.
So we are still part of the club, so doesn't
don't scare the people coming in, with us.
No, we are capable now. They are Muslims, they are capable.
Okay.
Hi, Matty.
Hi, TM Matty.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all.
Same here.
Yeah, same here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Or is it afternoon where you are?
Well, it's morning.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good morning.
It is 11:45 in the morning.
Okay.
What's the weather like there? Yeah, Matthew, what is the weather like over there?
Oh, the weather.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, let me show you.
Okay.
The weather is perfect.
Nice one.
Sunshine.
I have mine too.
Yes, grand.
That makes 2 of us.
Okay, it's time off.
Duk wanda ke roƙonka yana nizinta roƙonka kana ba shi yana sake dawowa.
TM Gimba, is that you?
No, I've muted that. It's for TM. So I think TM Julie.
Yes, please.
Time is up.
Oh, okay. Trying to get a hand. Oh, okay. I have it unmuted. Welcome back from our short break, I'm sure that we're able to try something new. Time would fail us to do this. I really would have loved to call one or two persons to share their experiences or something new that they did. So welcome back to the second segment of this great event. And very quickly, in the second part, we have prepared speeches. But before I go on to call on the speakers, I would want to acknowledge the presence of the outgoing Division F Director, Division F Director, Toastmaster Oluyemi Adeoshun. Please let us give a round of applause to our outgoing Division F Director, Toastmaster Oluyemi Adeoshun. Thank you for being here. So the next assignment that I have would be to introduce our prepared speakers. Now, for those who are new, we have the table topics. To take on, so we have.
I think we've lost her.
She's back on.
She's back.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Awesome, thank you. The network is quite unstable here. So I would or Jomwa. Toastmaster Jube Ojomo joined Toastmasters in 2018. He is a communication enthusiast who has won multiple awards. He will be giving a speech from his from the project category that he's handling is the Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. And the manual is the Innovative Planning. The project number is level 2, project 3. And the title of his speech is Choose Now, but Choose Right. To evaluate him or to read his speech objectives is Toastmaster Komio Ehua. If I got that correctly, please read the objectives of his speech. Do we have Toastmaster Ehua? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, Toastmaster Komio, you are muted.
Very well, TM Julie.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster Komio.
Muted.
Okay, we can hear you now.
All right, I apologize for that. Thank you, everyone. All right, I will be evaluating TM Jube Ojomo. TM Jube Ojomo would be speaking from the innovative planning of the Toastmasters Pathway Manual, and the purpose of his project is for him to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. His speech title is Choose Now, but Choose Right. Jube, I look forward to listening to your speech as I am ready to jot copious nuggets from your speech. Thank you. Over to you, the family bond nurse. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Komio. So choose noun, but choose right. Our ears are open, Toastmaster Jube. The virtual lectern is yours. A round of applause, please.
An amazing thing happened during our last meeting. Do we remember? Let me remind you. A guest won the table topics contest. And what is her name? Drum roll. TM Fumi Ilori. TM Fumi Ilori is an educational consultant and the CEO of I Read Mobile Library. She joined Toastmasters in order to improve her speaking and leadership qualities, as well as her network and net worth. She can achieve this, we are sure. However, we can help her achieve this a lot faster if she chooses now, but chooses right. Good morning, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmasters has the perfect program to assist people like TM, Fumi, and other persons, and all of us, to be able to achieve our speaking and leadership skills in record time. It's called Toastmasters Mentoring. It involves mentors and proteges who build a relationship beneficial for both parties. Now, before you start thinking, who is a mentor and who is a protege? Let me explain. A mentor is someone, an experienced member of a Toastmasters club, who would give guidance and support to a protege so that that person can reach his or her goals. For example, we have people like TM Ju, experienced, TM Gimba, TM Salif. Now, who's the protege? The protege is any member of the Toastmasters Club who wants or who requires a mentor to support and provide that guidance for him. People like TM Fumi or even TM Salif. These are people who can be proteges. So being a protege is about aiming higher and trying to get better as you move along on your journey in the Toastmasters Club. Once you are a protege, you have to learn to be adaptable. You want to learn to put into practice the things that you learn. Another thing that you want to do is you want to be able to meet up with challenges and overcome them. Someone who decides to go with a mentor, as a protege, looking for a mentor to assist him and guide him, are more likely to achieve their results at a higher rate than anyone who decides to go without the support or encouragement of a mentor. All of us know that in life, we have to make choices. Every day, we are making choices, choosing between something or the other. So today now, Segun needs to make a choice. He needs to decide how he will get to Abuja. He wants to choose between driving a BMW X6 Jeep and a 504 wagon, a Peugeot 504. If you were in his shoes, which would you advise that he goes with? I cannot see your hands, but I'd like you to type in the chat 504 or X6. Now, for those of you who chose 504, you get there. But for those of you who chose X6, you would also get there. I tell you, most of us would have chosen the X6. I believe so because I believe we chose right. Why do I say so? With the X6, I am sure, and you are sure, that you can get to Abuja with stress-free. Why do I say so? The AC will be working, the Jeep can go through everything, you'll be rolling down the street, you know, enjoying your ride as you go, because the AC is working, you know you'll get there. You can also choose the 504. But if you choose the 504, I cannot assure you that the engine or the AC will not stop working along the way. And then if the AC stops working along the way, you will have to roll down the windows so that you can receive air. It's also possible that since we're in the rainy season, the rain starts to fall and then you have to roll up the window again. And when you do that, you may have to sweat all the way to Abuja. The choice is yours. But I would advise, choose right. I remember when I joined Toastmasters and when I was giving my speech then, I would stand like the Statue of Liberty because I was afraid to move about. I was afraid that what if I tripped and fell? I would embarrass myself. But my mentor then, Toastmaster Chris Iwaju, he helped me a lot. He helped me by practicing with me, giving me personalized support. He didn't just give me techniques so that I'll be able to implement in my next speech, but instead, he was more interested in my professional success over a long period of time. And so we had sessions weekly, even if I was not having any speeches. If you want to also, now is the time for you to decide if you want to choose now and choose right. So for a moment, I'd like all of us to close our eyes. Now our eyes is closed. Can you see yourself standing at the backstage with Les Brown, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, discussing with them just before you go onto the stage to give your own speech at the Yankee Stadium in New York? Now you're on the stage, mesmerizing the crowd of 50,000 with your speech. Now open your eyes. You can get there, but to get there, you need to choose now and choose right. Choose the X6 over the 504. Choose Toastmasters mentoring. Toastmaster.
Wow, 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 wow. Can we put our hands together for the Toastmaster Juba? Thank you so much for giving us tips on how to choose now, but to choose right. I'm sure we had copious lesson to take away from your presentation. So very quickly, we shall go to the next speaker. Now, this speaker has a heart filled with enthusiasm towards table topics. But today she's going to be giving a prepared speech. Let me see, since there is something wrong with my video. Sorry about that. So we have, and many Toastmasters will know who I am about to introduce, and even some guests. She is going to be taking her own speech also from the innovative planning, and she's going to be dealing on the question and answer session, which is her project category. Her project number is level 4, project 4, level 4, project 4. To take this is Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne. She is a business analyst. She loves reading and traveling. To read her objectives will be Toastmaster Anthony Madden. Please, can we have the objectives of her speech read out, please?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and Joy. It's wonderful to be joining you guys from Ireland today. The purpose of Joy's speech is for Joy to practice and deliver an informative speech, and followed by running a question and answer session. Joy is responsible for managing the time so that there is adequate opportunity for both. Her speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. The project is going to be in total 15 to 20 minutes. And her title is going to be Diversity and Inclusion, Big Deal or Not. Joy, we wish you good luck. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. If you would give me, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I'm trying to get somehow it got reduced. I'm trying to bring it up. Okay, I think I'll just have to. Toastmaster Abu, can you just scroll while I try to figure this out?
Hi, Toastmaster. I can't scroll. Do you want to quickly share the document with me so I can share from my end?
Just 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. For some reason, I'm not able to see the control. I'm just seeing the pictures. I don't know why.
Can you minimize all your screens, then just click on this one?
Which one?
The slide.
The slide itself.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so sorry. I can see everything, but
So how's it going? We can no longer see anything, just Mr. Joy. Are you there, just Mr. Joy?
I think she's gone out, trying to come back in.
Okay.
Oh.
apologies for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We can see you now, but we can't see the screen.
Yeah, I would beam it now. Okay. Sorry, I thoroughly apologize for all of that. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Can you both see me, hear me, and see my slides?
Very well.
Good morning. Good morning. I will be speaking on a topic that is very personal to me and very dear to my heart, and it's called diversity and inclusion. Is this a myth or is it a reality? A lot of times people tell me, you don't look like a mechanical engineer. I've heard it not once, not twice, not 3 times. And I have equally stopped for a second to ask myself, what should a female mechanical engineer look like? And in putting that into a bigger context, I will be speaking on diversity and inclusion. And through the lens of a Nigerian business executive, it's very important that I put this in that context, because I realize that a lot of Nigerians or Nigerian companies see diversity and inclusion as a white man's problem. It's intangible. There are no benefits. And in coming to my own conclusion, I have even surmised that the ones that eventually embrace it, they embrace it from a perspective of being politically correct. So I would start to define what diversity is. Diversity is having a balanced mix of different kinds of people. Simply put, in your organization, in a team, wherever it is that you have people, so whether they're gay, they're straight, they're smart, they're average, minority, majority, queer, trans, and inclusion is making all of those people, that whole mix, work effectively. You could imagine buying all of the ingredients to bake a cake as your diversity, and inclusion being putting the right quantity to bake the perfect cake. And in coming to this, I would be introducing to you 3 characters. The first character is the one you can see on the screen, and that is Joy. Joy is someone who works in a company, and at some point, she has the opportunity to participate on a new project. And what would her line manager say? He says these words, and I quote, "I don't think I want Joy on that project. She's a married woman, and I do not think she will be able to cope with all the stress and the requirements of this project. Instead, I would rather have her on the back end, providing support to us and dealing with all the paperwork." This kind of bias is what is called a descriptive bias, the kind of bias you exhibit towards somebody because in your head, you have built a mental structure of what a successful technical person should look like. And those structures are in structures of male or female. So I ask this question: have we built structures in our heads as to what gender a successful person should be? Do we unconsciously relegate women to less technical roles? What should a female mechanical engineer look like? Do we, as Nigerians, lean on certain biases unconsciously? Just the way you want to travel on a local flight, and when you see, in quotes, an expat, or as we call it in Nigeria, an Onyibo pilot, you feel more comfortable? These and so many other questions I will be asking today. The second character in my series, if I may say so myself, is Bose. Bose lives in Ekiti State. Ekiti State is a state somewhere in southern Nigeria. And she has the opportunity to work in one of the big fours. It's the first time she's leaving her state, and it's the first time she's traveling to Lagos, which is a more cosmopolitan city. Bose joins this organization with high hopes, gust, and expectations. But I might want to tell you a little bit about Bose. Bose has what we call the hate factor. In addition to that, she has facial marks. The hate factor is nothing other than an accent in which words, for example, that start with O sound like they have the hate prefix, I beg your pardon. So if Bose wanted to pronounce the word oil, she would say oil. It's nothing but an accent, but it quickly puts Bose in a box. She's not able to integrate into that system, even though she's overqualified for all the expectations that the company has of her. Slowly, Bose begins to evolve. She starts to change the aspects of her, not change, cover. She starts to cover the aspects of her that are different from the other people. And when we want to talk about diversity, it means everybody bringing that difference, that unique part. What good is it to an organization when everybody looks, sounds, and acts the same? Our third and final character is Chiamaka. Chiamaka's company is one who bandies the word equal opportunities, equal rights for men and women. So Chiamaka gets invited to the table. She gets a seat at the table. But as you can see in that picture, nobody is paying attention to her. You can see one person uninterested, the other person facing down. Chiamaka is one who made a presentation, but was not able to share it because she was on leave. So she gave it to a male colleague to share. And what was the result? Rounds of applause, accolades. But that same presentation, when Chiamaka came to share it the following week, was met with, it's just Chiamaka again. Why am I saying all of this? All of these instances I have shared are examples of prescriptive, descriptive, which are subsets of unconscious biases that people exhibit, especially towards women. And we're all complicit. How many people are being invited to meetings? How many people are being overlooked? Whose opinion is being solicited? How many times have we looked at someone and said, oh, she doesn't fit in, let's just leave her in our own space? And so I ask you, the first thing we all need to do is to acknowledge, for the sake of God, that we all have biases. And whether or not we agree, we project them in our day-to-day experiences. What do you think about people that have piercings? What do you think about people who are transgender? What do you think about people who do not share the same religious beliefs as you do? What do you think about people who come from a minority group? Do you talk over them? Do you solicit their opinions? Do you actually think that women, or for example, a female mechanical engineer shouldn't look like me? What am I supposed to look like? A nerd? Am I supposed to be ugly? Am I supposed not to be well dressed? We need to ask ourselves these questions. We need to acknowledge that we have biases, and we need to go looking for them. We need to find examples or experiences that are so differing from ours, because oftentimes we're looking at things from the perspective of our culture. How were we raised? Well, I was raised not to do this, I was raised not to do that. What if the other person didn't have that privilege? I would also encourage us to imbibe the following mental structures. You need to reflect on your experiences. How did you feel included? And how did you feel excluded? How can you make a positive change? When you get back to your office tomorrow, consider your own behavior. What message are you sending? It's in the little things, the names, the titles, the acknowledgements, the genuine interest in somebody's progress, regardless of your beliefs. Do you have feedback systems? And when you disagree with somebody, by all means, explain to them why you disagree with them. Verna Maye said, and I quote, "Diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is asking the person to dance." It's all on all of us. It's up to all of us. Be intentional about being an agent for inclusion today. I will stop my presentation now, and the floor will be open for questions, answers, and I will tweak it a bit. I'd like to get experiences. Have you ever experienced being discriminated against based on your gender or based on whatever social structure you belong to? I would leave the question and answer open, and I would also love to hear your experiences on the topic I have shared. And feel free to ask for any clarification. I will be taking questions for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joy, for that wonderful, well-researched, well-presented presentation. I have a question. So,
yes,
during the course of your speech, I was curious. What are practical steps, like practical activities one can do, right, to actually get rid of these unconscious biases? Do we have, like, through the course of your research, did you come across something that I can do, for instance, to stop me from doing that?
Okay, the first thing you need to do is to acknowledge. You need to say, I, Abubakar Gimba, I have biases. So first of all, acknowledge that you have them, and then go looking for them. Have a conscious effort to take note of your own biases. So for example, if you have a bias towards, this is just an example, a bias towards women who let their head down. The first thing you need to do is acknowledge that you have it, and then understand that, and maybe you have that bias from a religious perspective, or you rather have your women, the culture, the environment you grew up in, women used to cover their hair. So you're used to seeing women with covered hair. And that is from a religious perspective. So when you know you have that bias, you need to understand, okay, why are these people allowed to cover their hair? And when you understand where those people are coming from, the midpoint or the real deal is understanding that whether somebody covers their hair or they leave their hair open, it doesn't take away from their capabilities or whatever it is they can bring to the table. It doesn't make the person any less a good doctor or a good engineer or a whatever it is that comes to your mind. But the way that a person dresses shouldn't qualify their capabilities. I hope I have tried to answer your question.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
So questions, comments, experiences. How many more minutes do I have?
Please, I have one question, TM Joy.
Yes, please, Dr. Komio.
Thank you. I was going to ask concerning that. Okay, my question is, at what point do you take into cognizance the limitations or take into cognizance these biases based on, take for example, I am a doctor and I believe that people have a picture of what a doctor should look like at work, should be, even on social media and all. If, take for example, I would love to wear a red hair to work, it doesn't change the content of my management or how I would treat my patients. But at some point in my life, I don't want to be restricted by my profession. I want to explore. At what point at what point is the limit? Yes.
Okay. I think if I understand your question, you're saying you're a medical doctor, but you also have a fashion side that, because of your profession, it limits how you like to express yourself fashion-wise. And it's one of the reasons why I said we need to bring D&I to Nigeria, and corporations need to understand that a person is not what they look. So I think it starts from top to the bottom. The people up there need to understand that D&I, which is diversity and inclusion, is tangible. A lot of corporations think it's intangible, it's just there. What are they even talking about? They need to, first of all, see it as tangible. They need to understand the benefits, how it affects the bottom line of their company. So if you're going public, or you need to raise funds, some venture capitalists or some financiers will tell you, or what are your D&I policies? How many females do you have on your board? So once they understand that it affects, first of all, their bottom line, it affects the way that they are viewed, then they begin to build policies that support that. But beyond the policies, they start to demonstrate, because the moment you see the CEO coming into the office wearing a pair of sneakers and jeans and a jacket on a Monday, then it also gives you that confidence to try to copy, because, you know, as human beings, we all live in that space where we're looking up to somebody. And once the people up there demonstrate that, okay, this is acceptable, then the bug starts to spread. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you. Okay, TM Joy Cheyenne, may I share an experience?
Yes, please.
So many years ago, when I got into nursing school, before I started nursing, I had granted television and radio interviews. When I got there and we're designing a program and we talked about the media, so I started hearing that, oh no, nurses don't appear on television, they don't grant interviews. And I was shocked. I said, why? But we had other medical professionals showing on TV. I said, I've been doing this. It was a tough work, but I went on granting my television interviews so long as I did not violate any rule. So today, especially with the advent of social media, we have nurses doing amazing things all over. They are granting interviews both on local, national, and international TV. So some of those things, it may take a while. They may at first want to fight it, but eventually we would come to embrace it. The second one is a call for us to start this at home. I was called to I got a feedback from my care provider, my children's care provider, when she said to my son, she was sharing an experience and she told him that, oh, no, boys aren't allowed in the kitchen. I was shocked. I wasn't mad at her. I took responsibility because I said I must have missed that part of the detail when I was giving her the orientation. So I had to school her and say, no, in this house, we do not have gender sensitive roles. So if he can eat, then he can cook. He has that desire to do that. So allow him into the kitchen to do what he wants to do, so long as he's being guided. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Cheyenne, for this, for reminding us about humanity.
Okay, so thank you. Tim Gimba says we're out of time. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for that experience. Speak up, raise your children to understand that men and women are equal in the sense of human beings. It has been wonderful sharing this speech, and I look forward to sharing more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was really informative, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne. You never cease to amaze us. So at this point, please, everyone, can we just give the both speakers a round of applause? Let's just appreciate them for giving us awesome speeches. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very quickly, want to call on the timer. Did our speakers keep to time? And at the same time, I would expect that the poll will be up. The timer, please.
Yes, they kept to time.
Great, thank you very much. So we would go next to polls. Do we have it up? Have we voted already? Okay, thank you. Have we all voted? It was so quick, just came on and disappeared from my screen. Thank you so much. So now at Toastmasters event, what I said earlier, if you recall, is that we enjoy copious feedback. We learn a lot, and one of the ways we learn is when our speeches are evaluated. So at this point, I am going to call on the evaluator of the first speaker. So Toastmaster Komio Ehua is a medical doctor and the Vice President Education elect of Seaside Toastmaster. She joined Toastmasters in 2019, and she has a driven passion for personal and professional development. Komio loves to dance. He's another dance Toastmaster. To meet new people, as well as she loves to eat good food. Of course, you have to love it as a healthcare professional. Let's have you evaluate Toastmaster Jube's speech.
Thank you so much, TM, the Toastmaster of the day. By the way, your smile is lovely. Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. All right. Thank you. TM Jube Ojomo, thank you for such a wonderful speech. Toastmasters and guests, did you notice how TM Jube Ojomo came on board, rather to the virtual lecture? I realized that he came prepared. He came out smart, he came out sharp, and he was standing. I mean, I have witnessed other speeches, and I'm also guilty of that, where people give their speeches sitting. And probably because we are at this era of virtual speaking, but he came out ready, and that was profound. And you were a selling Toastmaster. I mean, one would think that you are the CEO of Toastmasters, the way you sold Toastmasters to Toastmasters and guests. Your gesticulations were apt. There was a time you snapped, and if anybody was sleeping by then, the person will come back to listen to your speech. Also, when you were talking about driving to Abuja, you did like this. If at some point the network went, I mean, one could not hear what you were saying, but because you gesticulated like this, we could understand and connect that you meant driving. Kudos to that. Also, you connected members of your club to your speech by saying that they were good and great mentors. Although other people, guests from other clubs or guests that were not Toastmasters may not relate to this, but you carried most people along. People could relate to the people you were talking about, and you gave examples. I find this very, very good in that you help people relate better. You take off the mental work away from their heads, and then when you give examples, they understand better. What I think that you could do better in this speech is that when at some point you engage your audience, right, by telling them to choose one option and then put it in the chat box. I'm not sure if you followed up. You could have followed up. Some people may have said 506. Some people may have said the X's, and then you allow people to follow you. Also, when you said choose your eyes, close your eyes rather, and imagine. I'm not sure if you could close your eyes, but if you did, and other people were looking at you, they would have closed their eyes too. And then for a fantastic speaker as you are, I thought you would use the word of the day. Please pardon me if I didn't hear that, but if you did rather, I thought you could use the word of the day. Overall, TM Jube Ojomo, I think your speech was great and you possessed copious attributes of a fantastic speaker, TM Jube. I must say that you achieved the objective of your speech, which is discussing an aspect of your protege experience. Thank you for having me. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Komio, for that detailed evaluation. I also learned while listening to you. So we're going to very quickly distinguish Toastmasters and guests, invite the second evaluator to give us a feedback on Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne's speech. He is the outgoing president of Kildare Toastmasters Club, Kildare Island. That is Toastmaster Anthony Madden joined Toastmasters in 2014. Since then, he has won multiple awards, including International Contest Club Champion in 2020, He won the Best Speaker, Evaluator, and Table Topics at various clubs, including Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. This is amazing. This is what technology can do. Toastmaster Anthony Madden loves athletics, football, and motivational speaking. Please join me, distinguished Toastmasters and guests, as I welcome
Hello, Madam Toastmaster, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you very much, Joy, fellow Toastmasters. What a wonderful speech. Wow. There's only one word, and that's wow. It was powerful. I heard a really wonderful speaker. I saw a confident speaker, and I felt your passion, Joy, and it was electric. I'm going to evaluate your speech under structure, content, and delivery. Your structure was beautiful, your opening. Yes, you had these technical issues, but you just were so powerful. You were still so calm. You apologized. You said, sorry, there's no need. You know, you were just there. Nothing flustered you. Your confidence just came oozing through. And you took us into this wonderful speech. Beautiful opening, that smile that came out right from the word go. The body and this slides, these characters that you took us through, and your transitions were beautiful. And your close and your transition into that question and answer session was so wonderful. The content, that message, I take it away as being so powerful and so passionate. Your slides were beautifully presented, and your story, and right in the middle of it, joy, was beautiful. Your delivery of pace, pause, and passion was fantastic. Your energy, I loved your hand gestures, Joy. They were so powerful. They were right up there with so much energy and so much clarity. And you spoke from the heart with passion. It was absolutely beautiful. My recommendations, Joy, would be number one, less is more. This was a really technical and heavy subject, diversity and inclusion, and it's so powerful, and you presented it so powerful that we have to get our heads around it. We have to wrap our heads around it. So sometimes it can be difficult. So just be conscious of the fact that the message is so powerful. You just have to give it 1, 2, 3, particularly at the end when your call to action was, I would like to have seen a slide of 1, 2, 3. This is what we need to do, fellow Toastmasters. And also with your hand gestures, just slow your hand gestures a little bit because they're flustering with your background. So just hold your hand and give us that powerful message. And apart from that, Joy, I thought you handled your questions and answer session so wonderfully, so confident, and you engaged the audience right from the word go. You slipped straight into that transition. Joy, I take away from this that wonderful power of your voice, and that's what we should do as Toastmasters. Not just talk about Nigeria, talk about the word, okay? Talk it out to the word. We need to examine ourselves, and we need to eradicate this from our society. Powerful. I thank you very much, Joy, for your electric speech tonight, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you very much, Joy.
Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Madden, for that very constructive evaluation. So I would like to ask the timer, our evaluators within the time limit.
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, no, I didn't hear that, please.
Okay, yes, there were. It's just that the second evaluator, Anthony, went above for about 3 seconds.
Okay, thank you for that.
What's the length?
3 seconds. 3 minutes, 3 seconds.
Okay, he's within time.
Yeah, because of the second speech. So let's have the poll out very quickly so we can vote for our best evaluator. So have we all voted yet? I guess we can proceed. I was waiting for your feedback.
Yes, we have.
Yes,
All right,
please.
thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, it's been a wonderful session. Some of the pot that I used to cook, that's where you get the tastiest part of the meal. So at this point, this is the interesting part or the most interesting part of this meeting, and that's the change of guard ceremony. We have new outgoing officers, then we have the new one. So at this point, I will be introducing some great Toastmaster who will be taking over from here. He is the outgoing Division F director. He joined Toastmasters International in 2009 and have served in various capacities in the past with an excellent track record. He is the outgoing Division F director. He was previously Area 17 director, club president at Eagle Toastmasters, vice president education at Eagles, mentor to BSN Toastmasters, and Russell Smith Toastmasters. He was the former committee member, District 94 Electoral Committee, and so much more. Also, he was a past recipient of the Triple Down Award. He has attended Toastmasters conferences and events at Mali, Togo, Niger Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, and several locations in Nigeria. He is a practicing human resource professional and a council member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria. He is the tallest, it might interest you to know, the tallest Toastmaster in District 94. Please, to take over this segment, put your hands together, distinguished Toastmasters and guests, as we make welcome to the virtual lectern, distinguished Toastmaster Oluyemi Adeosun.
Thank you so much for that elaborate and thrilling introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is my honor and privilege to preside over this session. I would like to celebrate and congratulate Lighthouse and the Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club on this occasion. It is very good that at the twilight of the administration, your change of guard ceremony is coinciding with this. What a perfect timing. I would like to celebrate the president and the escorts, both the outcoming and incoming. You guys have done fantastically well. I also like to commend all the speakers for today, all the role players and all the evaluators. I've really had a great time participating from the beginning of today's session. Thank you so much. Your clubs have been very supportive of the Division F agenda and the District 94 agenda in general. You are leaders among equals, and we look forward to greater achievements, accomplishments coming out from these two clubs to Nigeria and West Africa and the rest of the world. Thank you so much, and that will be my introductory remarks. At this juncture, I hope the Sergeant at Arms is on standby, is ready, is prepared. If you don't mind, Sergeant at Arms, Can you please spotlight the outgoing club officers, please? I would like to thank all the outgoing club officers, 16 of you, 8 for Lighthouse and 8 for Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. This has been meritorious service, voluntary, sacrificial, time-consuming, against all odds, in the midst of competing priorities. You gave your all and your best into the services of Toastmasters for your respective clubs. Not only did you serve Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige, you served the district, the division, you served Toastmaster International, thereby ensuring that our core values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence permeates every of our programs, events. I'd like to celebrate you. I'd like to say thank you so much on behalf of the club members and other stakeholders. Consequently, on the strength of this, you are hereby discharged from all further duties and responsibilities as officers of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, respectively. A round of applause for all of these distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Merci, merci, merci. Thank you so much.
Merci beaucoup.
Swiftly, we move on to the next stage. There is no vacuum in Toastmasters and, of course, in life. We would like to inaugurate the administration for 2020 and 2021. If this was a physical meeting, I would have called the incoming officers forward and asked that they stand in front of all the members and, of course, our esteemed guests. However, I would like to request humbly that the sergeant at arms should share on the screen the images of all the 16 incoming officers. We'll be expecting the sergeant at arms, the treasurer, the secretary, vice president public relations, vice president membership, vice president education, and of course, the president. Thank you so much. Showing on our screen right now are great men and women who have volunteered, who have responded to the call, that great call that when I am invited to be an officer, I will not decline. Thank you for offering yourself, for bringing yourself forward to advance the cause of Toastmasters International. I am here to install the officers, and I will ask that you please, repeat and respond to me. Club officers, in other words, the president, vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relations, the secretary, the treasurer, and the sergeant at arms. Do you all understand the duties of your respective offices and commit to serve to the best of your ability? I will need the rest.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
I do.
Thank you so much. Yet again, I will request that the sergeant at arms should please show the symbol of authority in Toastmasters, the gavel. Please project the gavel, our symbol of authority. Thank you so much for your swift response. Now, to the two incoming club presidents of Lighthouse Toastmasters and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters, Toastmasters Lanre Lawal and Toastmaster Ayotola Olariwaju, having been elected the president of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, you are their chief executive officers and are expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular and special meetings of the executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club enable its members to achieve their educational goals. It is also your challenge to see that your club helps the area, division, district, and Toastmasters International at large to meet their goals. Please accept the virtual gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to office. The gavel is a symbol of power and authority given to you by the distinguished members of these great clubs. Use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team as well as a leader. Now, I have a question for you, Mr. President. Will you, as president, accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your abilities?
Yes, I will.
I think I heard the voice of one president. Can I get the voice of the second president?
Okay.
Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to declare these Toastmasters installed into the offices to which they have been elected. Mr. Sergeant at Arms, you may please unshare the gavel. Now, I would like to address the members of both clubs, both great clubs. Members, the growth and development of the Toastmasters program in Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club depends largely upon the actions of this group. On your honor as members of Toastmasters, do you pledge to individually and collectively stand by this club, live with it, and work with it throughout the coming year? I would like to receive responses either virtually or via the chat box.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms. Okay, if this was a physical meeting, at this point, we will have given the pin of office to the president. However, if the Sergeant at Arms doesn't mind, and if you have it, can you please show the images of the pin so that we can all see and they can receive it virtually? Thank you so much. I will take the image as it is. It's just symbolic. Congratulations, Mr. President, and all the members of the EPCOs of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. I would like to say thank you once again, and I would like to round up now. If you don't mind, just project the image of all the EPCOs so that once again, with a tone of finality, we can all celebrate the new EPCOs and usher them in to the office. Members of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige, if you don't mind, feel free at this intersection to unmute your mic and let us give a practical, resounding applause as we welcome and usher in our new EPCOs. Thank you so much to everyone on this call. Congratulations to the new EPCO. At this juncture, I would like to hand over control to the Toastmaster of the day as proceedings continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly. Wow, what an amazing ceremony. I have never attended a ceremony like this before, a virtual one. We've been able to do this beautifully well. Thank you so much, Director, for handling that very well. So we want to, at this point, acknowledge the presence of the both we have the incoming and the outgoing. We have the distinguished Toastmaster Kayode and Ifeanyi. They are the Division F directors. The Division F directors, both incoming and outgoing. Please let's put our hands together as we acknowledge their presence. DTM Kayode and distinguished Toastmaster Ifeanyi. Thank you very kindly for being here. So we had done with the change of guard ceremony. Thank you for handling that. The next one will be the induction of new members. We've had amazing time so far. And to handle this responsibility is a man that I respect and has been earlier introduced. So I will just hand over the virtual lectern to Toastmaster Rotimi Omotayo Benson. The lectern is yours, please.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. I think before we go on to that, Toastmaster Ruth has something to share. Toastmaster Ruth.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon. You want to go ahead?
Good afternoon. Sorry, what did you say?
I said, you want to go ahead now?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do want to go ahead. Good afternoon, everybody. Please, I apologize for not turning on my video because where I am, it's actually quite busy. So I'll be sharing a short clip on
pardon me, please,
how it's
Toastmaster Ruth. Toastmaster Ruth.
Yeah, I can hear you, Tim, Julie.
I apologize. Let me quickly read. Let me quickly so that our guest will know. So we have Toastmaster Ruth, who joined the Toastmasters in January 2019. She is an admin personnel who loves writing, dancing, and eating. I really like that people can boldly write that they love eating in public. That's great. She has won the humorous speech contest at the club level, area, and division level in 2019. She is the public relations manager of Division F. She is the outgoing VPPR, that's Vice President Public Relations of Lighthouse Toastmasters, and the incoming Vice President membership of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Please go ahead, Toastmaster Ruth Ijoma.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Julie. So I'll be sharing a clip on our experiences thus far as executives in Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. And this would be a brief insight on our journey thus far. So we want you to just sit back, watch, relax, and enjoy. And also the incoming executives, you could learn one or two things from the clip. Sorry, I'm trying to share.
Technology.
So may I at this point request that we have the incoming Division F director? I apologize that we skipped on that while we are sorting out the tech behind her presentation. Is anyone in touch with Toastmaster Ruth?
Yeah, let's do the next segment while she sets up. It won't take time.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I think we can move on to the induction part of the meeting today.
No, so
we're supposed to have the Division F director address the new executive.
Okay, that's
all right, to do that, allow me at this point to introduce Toastmaster Chidi James Madu, who is a chartered banker, a project management professional, and a communications coach. She is a strategically minded finance professional with over 10 years experience. She joined Toastmasters in 2016 as a charter member of the AWN Toastmasters Club and has served in various categories such as the Vice President Membership, Vice President Education, and a two-time president of the club. She has served as a director for the Area 16 Division F, District 94. In the division level, she is the outgoing program quality director. She has also been elected to serve as the Division F Director, District 94, 2021 and 2020 mandate. She loves to read, dance, watch movies, sports, and laugh. She strives to put a smile on the faces of people around her. She is a two-time Triple Crown Award recipient. Her personal mantra is Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. With a round of applause, please let's welcome Toastmaster Chidi James Madu to address the new executives. The virtual lectern is yours, ma'am.
Thank you most graciously, the Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, Lighthouse Toastmasters Club and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. It's an incoming. Congratulations. Well, the journey is just beginning. I remember when I was elected, well, appointed, elected as the Vice President membership of AWN Toastmasters. We were new. We didn't have the luxury of having past executives. My set was the first executive the club had. And we were scared. I knew I was scared. I was afraid of taking on the challenge. I was afraid that I was going to make mistakes, that I was going to fail, that my team would probably not achieve anything at the end of the mandate. Along the line, I began to understand that it was a healthy kind of fear that I had, because the truth is, everyone has fear. I'm sure you're all concerned. Most of you might be first-time expos, like I was. But the beautiful thing is that you're allowed.
Toastmaster James Madu.
Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, please, go ahead. We can hear you. Toastmaster Madu, could you please try again? I could hear you the other time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now? Wait. Like I was saying, the beautiful thing is that you're allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to be scared, because it shows that you are committed to your goal. It shows that you want to achieve something at the end of the day. Now, my advice
Can anyone still hear me?
Part of a whole. Mr. President, Madam President, VPEs, Vice Presidents, membership, irrespective of what your position or your role is, you're all a part of a whole. Because when anybody is looking at your performance or looking at the club from the outside, nobody is seeing the president. Nobody is seeing the treasurer. Nobody is seeing the sergeant at arms. What they would see is Lighthouse Toastmasters, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. So if you understand that you're all part of a whole and that you each have to contribute your quota to ensure that your club remains healthy, remains viable, remains visible, and continues to grow, then you would have done something right. There is no working in silos in Toastmasters. You come to realize that each role interlapses at some point. However, in as much as you want to support your fellow ESCO member, you need to know where your role ends. So let me talk about member engagement. The vice president membership, the vice president education, you both have a role to play. However, you need to understand that when it comes to education, the vice president education would take fair, the vice president membership takes over. Train yourself, the resources to help you. So read up, because for you to be a leader, you need to grow. You cannot lead somebody beyond a point where you are. So you need to grow to be able to bring your members up to that level. Congratulations once again to all the incoming executives. I'm an incoming executive myself. So I'm excited. I am looking forward to going on this journey with you. And I am sure we'll together take Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club to a higher level. Remember, together we can do so much more. So let's work in unity, let's work in harmony, and let's remember to not leave any man behind. Your success is the achievement of the goal of every member of your club, because the members are what builds up the club. If your members are shining, your club will shine. Your predecessors are there to guide you, to support you. So as we go on this journey, let's work in one accord, synergy, collaboration, love. Love matters. So once again, congratulations to both club executives, and I wish you the best as we go on this journey of leadership together. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very kindly, the incoming Division F Director, Toastmaster Chidi James Madu. Thank you for taking on this assignment. So we would go on to the video presentation. We had earlier introduced Toastmaster Ruth Ijoma. Please go ahead. Are we still experiencing difficulty? Toastmasters. I guess we might very well go on ahead with the induction. Hopefully, we're still able to view this video. For our estimable guests, please, I would like to mention that usually our Toastmasters event runs for 2 hours. But because of the copious events and activities that we have for today, that is why we are still on the program. So we'll move very quickly on to the induction. We had earlier introduced Toastmaster Rotimi Omotaya Benson. Please take it.
Thank you, the family born nurse, our honorable Toastmaster of the day. I'll be inducting the new members. Fellow Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct 12 new members of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club and 6 new members of Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion, both for these new members and for our great clubs. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership skills. And now we have the opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I'll now call on Toastmaster, the Sergeant at Arms, to please share the list of the new members we want to induct. Okay, so this is the list of the new members we want to induct. If your name appears there, we'll be inducting you today. So for all those on the list, we are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. As we do in Toastmasters, you will all be assigned mentors, and I believe some of you have been assigned mentors already. But those of you that have not been assigned mentors, maybe the new members will be assigned mentors. So I would like the members, I would like anyone who has his or her name on the list to please turn on your camera and unmute your mic. Please turn on your camera and unmute your mics. No, you can minimize the TM Gimba. For the new members, please turn on your camera and unmute your mics. Then please read this. Okay, please read this. If you are a new member, can you sit down on the screen, please?
Yes.
If you are a new member, kindly read this out, please.
I,
I, Afoluke
I, Damilare.
Barakata Oyemi, in the presence of my fellow
in the
members
presence of my fellow
the
members
Lighthouse
of the
Toastmasters
Lighthouse
Club,
Toastmasters
make
Club,
this firm
make this
obligation
firm
to
obligation
attend meetings
to attend
regularly and
meetings
prepare fully for
regularly
each
and
assignment,
prepare fully
to
for each
apply myself to the
assignment,
projects
to
outlined in the
apply
Toastmasters
myself to the
education
projects outlined
to
in the
participate actively in
Toastmasters
club
education
activities,
program,
to
to
evaluate others in a
participate
positive, constructive
actively in
manner,
club
to build
activities,
open, friendly
to evaluate
relationships with my fellow
others in
members,
a positive,
to bring other new
constructive
members into
manner,
the club so that they
to
can also
build
reap the
open
benefits of Toastmasters.
relationships with my Toastmasters, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
Sorry, I was muted. Can we, the club members, also read out this? We, the members of Lighthouse
Toastmasters Club, pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with thoughtful, positive evaluation,
to
maintain
maintain
supportive atmosphere,
opportunity
to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
And that ends the membership session. If you were in the physical meeting, we would have put a membership lapel pin on each of you and handed you membership, a Toastmaster membership certificate. Once again, we welcome you formally to Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Lighthouse Toastmasters Club. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Benson, for conducting the induction. And congratulations to all the new members. You are now bona fide, if we're going to use that word, Toastmasters of the two clubs that are present here. Now we are done with the ceremonies. We are moving, transitioning into our regular event or activity. And the first would be to have the general evaluator call on her team members to give us a report of their speeches. You very well remember that we had so many people assigned with different tasks to also coordinate this meeting. So Toastmaster Queen Nkubre, the virtual lectern is yours.
Good morning, people, and well done so far. Since we're already short on time, I would like to call my team members. Please share their reports. Our first role player is the timer, Toastmaster Amber. Please go ahead with your reports.
Thank you, Toastmaster Queen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. Okay, thank you. So for my report for today, for the table topics, TM Damilare went on for about 2 minutes, and Glory went on for 1 minute, 1 second. They were both on time and they kept the time. For the prepared speeches, TM Jude had his speech on for 6 minutes, 38 seconds, and he was on time. And TM Joy had her speech for 10 minutes, 57 seconds, and she was also on time. Over to you, TM Queen.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amber, for that accurate report. The next team player I'd like to call is our counter, Toastmaster Afoluke. Please go ahead with your report.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Queen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So a quick one. The unnecessary sounds which were made in this meeting today were basically M and R. And most of the words, the repetitive words which were used were words like, all right, right, now, like, and so. Now, here is my counter report. TM Ayamba, you made one unnecessary sound. TM Muslimot, you made one unnecessary sound. TM Damilare, you made an unnecessary sound and you had 2 filler words. Aspiring TM Glory, you made one unnecessary sound and 4 filler words. TM Dara, you made one unnecessary sound and you had 1 filler word. TM Jubi, you made one unnecessary sound and you had 1 filler word. TM Komiyo, you made 2 unnecessary sounds and you had 2 filler words. And TM Joy, you made 2 unnecessary sounds and you had 1 filler words. That's all for my report. Thank you very much. Well done, everyone. Back to you, TM Queen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Afoluke, for taking note of copious use of pause fillers and unnecessary sounds. Our next role player I'd like to call to give his report is our grammarian, Toastmaster Abubakar Gemba.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. I just want to quickly acknowledge the counter. She actually spoke without a single pause filler. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Even though she counted all our pause fillers. Now, regarding the word of the day, I did not, you were not generous with the word of the day today. I am sad. I counted just 7 usages of the word. So the next time I am called to play grammarian, I will come with a more difficult word. And that's because you didn't use the word of the day today. Toastmaster Muslimot used it twice. Toastmaster Komiyo used it once. Toastmaster Queen used it once. Toastmaster Julie, she used it 3 times. So our winner for today is Toastmaster Julie, as expected, because she is the Toastmaster of the day. If she hadn't won it, I'm not sure who else would have done it. So thank you so much. Regarding the use of English language, honestly, I didn't hear anything I didn't like. So please, oops, that was a pause filler. So I would like to acknowledge everyone. Please let's take note, let's be more mindful. Thank you so much, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abubakar. I believe the word of the day was used copiously, except I guess you want, like an liberties that you want more and more. So we'll try next time. Our next role player is the listening evaluator, Toastmaster Ayotola Olarabadu. Please go ahead with your reports.
Good afternoon, Madam General Evaluator. Well, during the course of the meeting, I took copious notes. Toastmaster Abubakar, that's 9 now. But for the sake of our time, I'll be asking just you. I hope you all listened. Now, someone said diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. Who made that quote? Not the person that said it, but who made that quote? Diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. No, who made the quote? She said it. She quoted the person, but who made the quote?
Joy Cheyenne.
Okay, so you all weren't listening. It was Berna Myers.
Oh.
She quoted the person made the quote. So another question. Who loves window shopping?
Muslimot.
Okay, that's the easy one. Okay, and just the last question. How did Toastmaster Jube stand when he first joined Toastmaster? He said when he first joined Toastmaster, he was afraid to move around. Like a what?
Like a statue.
Yeah, you're
Statue
close.
of Liberty.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's fair. That's just like 70 over 100, but it's a good point. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Okay. Thank you so much, all my role players, for a very concise and very accurate reports. And thank you, first of all, Toastmaster Bubakar Gimba, for stepping up and stepping into the role when I was unavailable. Thank you for steering them in the right direction and for handing over back to me. Thank you. First of all, for the meeting, I was not here early, so I cannot comment on the start of the meeting, but I did join in while the meeting was going on. And one thing I'd like to comment is the use of the background. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so because of my issues joining, but I think the use of the background by different people, same background, was very uniform. It showed unity and was very organized. Since it's an event we're having today, that was a great addition to the meeting. I think the breakout session was friendly. People was full of friendly bands of incoming and outgoing. And also we got to step into Ireland for 2 seconds with Toastmaster Mati. I think Toastmaster is a great place for people to network and to broaden their horizon, basically. The table topic section was very short, but still effective. And of course, the evaluation section was a short and effective one to go along with it. We have a lot of events today, so I understand the short nature of the section. The attendance was very great. At some point, there were over 40 people, which is very good for a meeting. And it was also a diverse one. We had people from different clubs from across the world joining, which is excellent because Toastmasters is a great place, again, to broaden your horizon, to learn new things. And since we're still offering virtual meetings, I'd like to encourage everyone to also go to clubs across the world. Kilda Meeting, for example, holds their meetings on Tuesday, so feel free to visit them and learn more about the world. The speeches were very great, very relevant, diversity and inclusion, mentorship. I think it's a good tie into incoming members. As TM Jube spoke about mentorship, it gives a picture of what the incoming members or the new members that are being inducted should expect. I thought that was also very timely. Diversity and inclusion is a very relevant topic anywhere, anytime. We had copious technical difficulties during the meeting, but I think we did a great job as much as possible to handle them well. We were either patient with the people experiencing technical difficulties or, we just had to move on. I think the Toastmaster of the day did a great job in handling that well, even though she also experienced technical difficulties herself. I'd like to, the video, which we haven't still seen, if we're not able to share that, I'd advise that the video can be shared in the WhatsApp groups for both clubs and also for the guests' WhatsApp groups. So that way we get to see what the video that we have been waiting patiently for is all about. I think the Toastmaster of the day also did a great job in introducing members, even when Toastmaster Ruth's introduction was almost skipped. She made it a point and emphasized on her introduction. I think that's a great way. It's kind of like laying the red carpet for someone to walk in, introducing them before they start. I think that was perfectly done. Congratulations to all the incoming members. I like that everybody was also positive and congratulating them and giving them advice and, pledging to stick by them. That was very good. The induction of again was great, although we could have, I think, I guess, had a more updated list since some people complained that their names weren't on the list. So I guess we could have had a more updated list and perhaps added the pictures of the new members for people that may not know who all the new members are, since it's not, it's not a physical meeting, so we might not know the new faces. So it would be good to put a name to the face. So that could have been done better. All in all, great meeting. We have a lot of events, so I understand that we're running over time, and I look forward to the rest of the meeting as it goes on. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Queen Nkubre, for handling that evaluation session with your team effectively. The meeting has been so awesome. It's been amazing. I've had a field time today. The meeting was diverse and inclusive. You made mention of having people join in globally. They didn't not just join, but they participated, so that made it inclusive. And then I also want to thank Toastmaster Gimba. He did a good job. I would not have been able to effectively play this role without your support from behind the scene. Thank you very much once again for this amazing opportunity to be able to host this event this year 2021. So at this point, my duty here is done. I will not leave the lectern vacant, but I'm going to hand it over to a seasoned Toastmaster who is currently the president of the Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. He is a public speaker, an influence coach. He helps people find their voices so they can give their clients and target audience phenomenal experiences. He is the outgoing president of the Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Please put your hands together as we welcome our wonderful Toastmaster Salif Mohammed. Take the floor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you so kindly, the family bonds. Please let me confirm, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, Toastmaster Mohammed, please forgive me. I guess I was so excited that I forgot one critical role. And thank God I actually thanked Toastmaster Gimba for being a strong support. So it just brought to my remembrance one thing I'm supposed to do, and that is announce the winners. How could I have forgotten? So at Toastmasters events, we encourage and we celebrate those that have participated or tried one way or the other to perform to give speeches or perform a role. So the two roles we get to applaud are those who speak and those who evaluate the speakers. So the first on my list will be the winner of the table topics session. So let's get the drum rolling for there. We have Toastmaster Damilare Ogunaike, the winner of the table topics session. Toastmaster Damilare Ogunaike, please unmute your mic and let him receive that applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So we have the best evaluator. I learned from his session the structure with which he evaluated the speech. Please put your hands together as the winner of the best evaluator is Toastmaster Madden. Okay, I was waiting for an applause, Toastmaster Madden. Thank you so much. I was able to learn a lot from your evaluation. Then drum roll as we call on the best speaker. The best speaker of the prepared speeches. We know this person. Please, everybody, unmute your mic and let's have a resounding clap. All right, so let's welcome or applaud the best speaker, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne. She is the best speaker for this event. Wonderful speech, wonderful speech. Thank you, thank you. So I have one more person to acknowledge, and then we move on to, we have Toastmaster Salim waiting. So let's acknowledge the presence of the outgoing area director, and that is Toastmaster Francis Mukolu. I think I did that earlier. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence. Over to you, Toastmaster Salif Mohammed. My job is done.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly. Confirm if you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes.
Thank you. A round of applause to all the role players and the entire meeting for the success of the entire meeting. A round of applause. It's been a wonderful one. A great congratulations. Great congratulations to the incoming ESCOs of both Lighthouse and Lighthouse Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club. Once again, I would like to acknowledge and welcome the presence of the outgoing and incoming Division F directors, the outgoing Oluyemi Adeosun, DTM, the incoming Division F director, TM Chidi Madu, the outgoing area director, TM Francis Mokolu, TM Kayode, DTM, the outgoing president of Kildare Toastmasters, Anthony Madden, all our other veteran Toastmasters, including Ifeanyi Omoike, DTM. We appreciate you all. Your presence here has always been the pillar that we moved with. Thank you so much. And for our members, thank you so much for being there for us all this while. We would like to, at this juncture, acknowledge the presence of our guests, our esteemed guests who have made it here today. Please, if you are new, go to the chat box and put in your details so we can get back to you. You are so important to us. You will check the chat box. There's a link that you will use. Please fill in your details. Without wasting much time, we would like to meet our esteemed guests. So if you are in our midst, could you unmute and introduce yourself quickly? Do we have our guests around? Our guests still on this call?
I see a Chris. Is it Chris Anile?
Is Chris a guest?
No, a guest, no, a guest. The member of Lighthouse.
Okay. Okay. I know that during the meeting we had a lot of guests, but the meeting has taken longer than it usually is, and because today is a special day for all of us. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you. For the incoming ESCOs of both clubs, I wish you all the best. Soar effortlessly. Thank you. For the last time, I'm going to say that by power bestowed on me as the outgoing president, Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters Club, I hereby bring this meeting to a close. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you all.
James Salif, you didn't even have the right to say outgoing because the area director already disbanded us.
That's true. But their tenure starts from 1st of September.
Yes.
This happened to be the last meeting. In fact, I don't even have the right to close this meeting. It should have been the Lighthouse president, CM Ayo.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, all of you.
Congratulations.
You've all done great. CM Francis, thank you. Thank you for your presence.
Francis, thank you.
CM Francis, it's been a while.
CM Chidi, DTM, CM Adeosun, DTM. Thank you all for coming.
Madam President.
Congratulations.
It has a nice ring to it. But Toastmaster Larry, you didn't tell me now that we're supposed to be all suited up. Actually, I didn't get the memo.
I see.
I award for the best
you want to ambush us?
The best dressed.
You know, ladies can put on anything. We're both Olanrewaju, so
that's
there's a common difference. Whether Lighthouse or Lighthouse Prestige,
Is your hair I'm talking about? Your hair.
Okay, bye.
You know,
what's your own? Which your own? Can you imagine?
You see, one of the things I was talking about today, Tiamola Raju will get to a place now and they'll say they can't employ her because of her hair. Come on.
No.
Oh, yes.
Well, I actually thought of that when you mentioned it. But the point is,
maybe for some banks, old generation banks. But
no, you would be amazed.
So in education also, you know, they have a descriptive, what's it called, bias. Yes, for teachers.
Yeah.
But there's a friend of mine in Lagos. Many of you will know Ronke Posh.
Yes, yes, I know.
You know, now she talks about it. I mean, she's a teacher, but she goes all colored, as in to the extent of her hair, mohawk style and all of that. And she's doing amazingly in that sector when it comes to education.
yeah, I think you just have to define who you are and let everyone accept it or leave it.
And sometimes you have to stand up for yourself and fight it.
No one else will do that.
There are some clients that you cannot reach if you do not present yourself in a certain way as well. So for those like the doctor in Amisa, what's her name? Dr. Kumio, I guess. Now, if she's fashionistic, perhaps she might want to start thinking about a particular set of clients that she wants to reach. She can define her own practice and she will get those clients. She will get them.
Tim Salif, you want to, I see that you have a smile on your face.
It's so
I was going to talk to, I was seeing TM Chinese. I wanted to tell her something. TM Chinese, thank you so much. I have handed over what you gave me. Thank you for the confidence you had in me. I have handed over in one piece.
Successfully.
Thank you for your presence. You did well. You gave it to me and you stood by me even till the end. Wow. You are a lovely boss.
Guys,
I
help
couldn't
me
have had a better boss.
Oh, that's nice. Help me applaud Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba.
Yes, please.
Okay, guys, don't
that guy.
kidding me.
What? TM Abubakar has an unmatchable vibrancy.
Honestly,
yes.
Thanks, guys.
Too much energy.
His energy.
Too much energy.
His energy is contagious.
Wow.
I have never seen anyone like that.
Interacting with him closely for like 1 month.
He's multi-talented.
Yeah, Abubakar is very restless, dogged.
All that.
My utility member.
Auntie
Queen.
Yes.
The defensive midfielder.
Auntie TM Queen. All this I would have mentioned in my outgoing speech. I couldn't have had a better VPE like you.
Wow.
I couldn't have had it. You were absolutely awesome. Thank you for your support.
Someone is raising up a hand.
And to the ESCOs, man, I can go to the moon and back for happiness. On the ESCOs of both Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige. Thank you for all you have done. You are
Toastmaster for me is business.
Toastmaster for me, Lori.
Yes, beautiful afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well done. I enjoyed myself today. Although I'd been looking forward to my induction, only to see that my name was over. I didn't feel good.
Thank you for explaining.
Meanwhile, I announced to all of my family members that, hey guys, come and see I'm good.
A special invitation for you.
I'm good. Sorry. Okay. All right.
The omission is regretted.
We'll do that on our social media platform. The images of all inductees. I'm sure will be up.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Future Toastmaster.
Toastmaster. How are you?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Your name, please.
My name is Angelo.
Oh, Toastmaster Angelo. Okay, that's good.
How old are you, Angelo?
I'm 7 years old.
Wow, you're older than I'm 5 years old.
20. Okay, nice to meet you.
The son of a lion is a lion.
Diversity and inclusion. We're adding age to this diversity too. That's good.
Sally.
Yes, so.
It's over.
No, be small. Rotimi, I thank you for your support.
You guys sound like you're going on a vacation.
President, indeed.
But let me remind you guys, you are still within the.
No, you better tell them.
No, the word IPP is part of the executive, so that's just.
Of course.
Well said.
I have one question though.
Go ahead.
When are we moving to the presidential villa? All this one, president that we are saying. When are we moving to the White House?
Title without entitlements. Where are these presidential convoy? To me, your turn or you have.
You're still streaming, no?
Oh, let me stop.